Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of CreatnProcess. Today we are back with another graphic design tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how we can create 3D objects in Adobe Illustrator. We're going to use 3D Extrude Bevel option and understand how we can use it to create out some amazing design concepts. As you can see, we have created 3 designs using the tools. So firstly, we'll look at all the attributes inside Extrude Bevel option. Understand each tool, each options clearly, and after that we're going to use this tool and create out these 3 amazing design concepts. So let's begin with the designing process. For the first design, I'm going to bring in our Illustrator logo. So as you can see, this is the Illustrator logo. I have got my Illustrator file here. I'll just drag and drop. This is a PNG file, so drag and drop inside our file, scale down the size first and keep it there. As you can see, this is a PNG. So we have to convert this into vector. So it's very simple. Just select that, first embed it, then after that go to image trace, and as you can see, this image got only 3 color. So I'm going to select 3 colors and click OK and image trace, and this will convert this image into vector shape. Once it's done, just click on expand and ungroup it, and as you can see, this part is getting separated. Now I'll just delete that. Let's see others. Yeah, this part, and you can see this is separate, this one is separate, and this one is separate. So just group it up. So I'll just select this and Control G. Here we go. Now as you can see, this is a new version of logo, this is the older version. It doesn't matter. Here we want to just practically know how to use Extrude Bevel option, so we'll keep it that way. So this is the logo. Let's convert this into 3D. So I'll go to Effect, 3D Material, and here click Extrude Bevel, and you also get this 3D Classic, which is the older version. So this one is the older ones. You can use this as well, but the newer one got new features. So I'll just click on that, and here we go. Under object, you got these 3D types. First one is plane. So as you can see, this is the plane. You can just rotate, and as you can see, this is a flat surface. The second is extrude. Click on extrude and it will give you that depth. And if you rotate, you can see you can rotate, and in this angle it looks amazing, right? So this is 3D. And third one is revolve, and this will cover under tutorial on this, because we're using revolve, you can create different kinds of designs. So I'm going to use inflate. So if you click on inflate, you can see just rotate, and it's, as you can see, this is giving you some inflated surface like bubble or balloon type effect, and you can increase the depth, and you can increase the volume, increase or decrease the volume as well. So this is under feature, new inflation. It looks amazing, so we're gonna use it that way. Now let's try to create this design similar to this design. So I'm gonna use extrude, right? And I'm gonna go to down here under preset, rotation preset will go over here, and here you got all these attributes, default angles. I'm gonna use isometric top. So this will give you that top surface is facing the top. So I want to like this and just reduce the depth as well. So this is around this much. So it already give you that cool design effect. As you can see, it looks amazing. Now let's tweak and understand each tool. So this is for depth, right? If you want to add bevel, I'm going to check this, and you got this nice bubble. So here you got this classic bubble effect. Just zoom it in, right? And let's work on this. So classic, zoom, classic, then we got round, and if you increase the width, right, you got that width and height. And to see these effects clearly, you can just click on this. This is rendering with ray tracing, so it will give you that output very clearly, like with a shine and everything. So you got see this. Now if I increase or decrease the height, you can see the effect directly on your shape. So this is nice effect, right? And after, if you want to choose classic, you can see that flat sharp edges. So you can increase or decrease, and you can width also you can reduce. So all these tools are very effective to create your design as per your needs. So what I need right now is I will choose some round, and I'll keep it width around this much and height around this much. I'm fine with this. And this is for repetition. You can just repeat your effects into your design, but I think single repetition is absolutely fine. And over here you can see bevel inside, bevel both sides. So what you're giving on the top, you can give it on the bottom as well. Just click check this, and the bevel will be added on both sides. Now if you want to adjust the lightings, go to lighting. So here under preset you can see 4 lighting setup. This is standard. You can add diffuse just to give that nice soft light. Then you get top left, where the light is directly on top, and and again right. So these are the default light directions you can use. I like the standard one. Just to select that, you can adjust the intensity as well. So what I'll do is I'll just increase the intensity. As you can see, it's increasing the brightness, right? If I reduce the intensity, it will be more darker, right? So let's keep it in a medium. And this one is for rotating the light. So you can rotate the light angle, something like this. So as you can see on this side or on this side, though this will control the rotation of the light. I'll keep it like this. Okay, this one is for the height, so you can adjust the height of the lights as well, and this will control the direction of the light. So these two attributes are very important to control the light angle. And this is for softness. So with the softness, you can increase the contrast. For example, if you increase the softness, you can see the contrast is very soft. If you decrease the softness, it's sharper. You can see this shadow sharper like that. Let's say you want to add a shadow. So you got this shadow, just check it. And here we go. We got this nice shadow. Now, if I increase the softness, the shadows will be softer. You can see it practically, right? So this is the tool. So I'll just keep it around 30%, 30, 35, and it looks cool. And this is the ambient light. So what ambient light does is it's blend the design, it softens the overall feel. Let's uncheck this and you see the effect. So if you uncheck ambient light, you can see that all these shadows are getting darker and the details are getting highlighted. If you check ambient light, it softens the details. It looks amazing. So let's keep ambient light on, and after that you got this shadow where you can choose where you want to show your shadow, behind the object or below the object. It depends on you. So below the object, it's not good. Just keep it behind the object. Okay. Suppose you want to give some gap between the object and a distance. As you can see, the shadow is on top, below, something like this. It's gap. There's a gap between the objects. So let's keep it 0. And this shadow bounds. Let's look at it. Shadow bounds. So this, with a shadow bound, you can control the surface area. Suppose you increase the softness, something like this. And you can see the shadow bound is around this much. So you have to increase the shadow bound just to see all the effects we have given. So it increases the render area of your object. For this, let's reduce the softness to 30, and what we need is we need the shadow bound to be low, just to make sure that it render lower area, something like this. And it looks amazing. So this is the design we have created. As you can see, it looks amazing. This one is our newer design logo of Illustrator, where there's no boundary and it's flat. You can create that like selecting this. You can just go to object and make sure your depth, just make sure width is this much, 0%, and the logo is now flat. Very easy. And you can rotate the rotation. Let's rotate it around this much, and softness around this much, and here we go. Intensity, reduce it to intensity. So everything you can adjust it here and you get this nice effect. Now let's look at how you can create this design, second design, and this one is also very simple. The only thing you have to do is to create this into vector shape first. So let's create this design. So what I'll do is I'll just select the tool, rectangle tool, and draw a shape, square shape. Click and drag with the shift pressed and it will create a square. I'll just select this color, okay, and make sure I'll just make the corner round, something like that. Now I'll create a duplicate of this with the alt press, click and drag and create duplicate, scale it down, okay, and place it around here. Let's change the color to something purple, okay, and we'll keep it around here. And let's try to create one more duplicate, selecting these two, create two more duplicate, and this is like a button. Okay, select these 4 and place it around here. As you can see, we got this look. Now I'll just select these 3 and apply this color. So if you want to check out the color code, you can just double click on it here, and this is the color code I have used, a light blue color that's around here. You can use #BBE2EA for this color, and for the purple color you can just go over here and you can see this color code #8A79B5. So just use this color code, or you can use any color. It depends on you. It doesn't have to be the same color. Now after that, let's type a text C, okay, and increase the size, okay, and I'll place it around here. Change the color to white. We'll keep C, then V, then here Z, And lastly, we'll type cmd command and scale on the size, just type hash. And here we go, I'll just place it around here. So we got these nice text for the buttons and place it there. So now once we have added your text to the buttons, let's select these shapes, this, and the main shape, right? Let's move. So after selecting this, group this up, Command Control G. Now let's apply 3D Extrude Bevel option. So selecting the shape, right, which is group, go to Effect, 3D Extrude Bevel option, right, and over here, let's choose the angle first. So here you got that nice depth. First of all, I'll change the rotation to isometric top. Next, let's reduce the thickness around this much, right? Now to get this effect, that is this one, we will be using this bevel option. So we'll go over here, check bevel, right, and as soon as you click this button, you can see the bevel have been already applied. Now let's adjust the shape. So you can increase the height using this width and height as well. As you can see, you can increase the button size and all and everything. Now what I need is I want this to be soft. So we'll use round one, right, and reduce the height a little bit, something like this much, and flatter, little bit flat, this much. So right, so as you can see with the original design, it looks amazing. It's same, something like that. If you want to reduce the height a little bit more, you can reduce this. And if you want to tweak something, you can just double click on inside, select these shapes, right, and if you want to adjust the corners, just click and reduce the corner roundness a little bit, and it will be applied to your design, something like this. Very easy, very simple. And double click outside, right, select this and increase the width, something like that. So now under lighting, let's adjust the rotation of the light. So I'll keep the lighting on this side, right, something like that. Let's see the reference, yes. And you can adjust the intensity, something like make it a little brighter or darker, it depends on you. And let's click on this, render with ray tracing, and it will give you that nice effect, something like that. Let's add a shadow as well, and you see that shadow over here, and it gives you directly giving you that realistic look, just like that. Now let's adjust the rotation and the height a little bit. So increase the height or decrease the height, it depends on you. So let's increase it to around this much, rotate it around this much, okay, and we'll reduce the intensity a little bit, and you can increase the softness as well, yes, something like that. And here we go. Now let's add these sticks. So simply just click on these, right, Control G to group it up, and apply plane and rotate this to isometric top and place it on top of the button, something like this. Very simple, it's done. I'll just click outside and you can see we got that text here. If you want to add some depth and something like this, if you want to give some depth, you can easily give that by going to object and go to extrude and bevel and add depth, something like this. Zoom it out, you can see the depth there. Let's keep it to 1 and add a shadow as well. So go to light and apply drop shadow and adjust the lighting to the same direction as well. And I think it looks amazing. You can see that we have added that text, and if you want to reduce the size of the text, you can just double click, go inside and select individually, right, and I'll go here and reduce the text size. Okay, as you can see, I can reduce the text size as well. And here we go, we have added that text. Lastly, I'll add this little piece. So it's very simple, just draw out a shape, make the corner round. After this, choose a color similar to this, light blue color. Under 3D and material, go to Extrude Bevel and set the angle of rotation to something top right, okay, this one, and reduce the depth to around 2 points, yes, and add a drop shadow. So add a shadow, let's set the angle to this side, and let's go and place it in our design. So I'll just drag and place it around here. You can set the rotation to on the other side, on top, something on the bottom, something like that, and to give it that realistic look. And here we go. This is our second design we have created using 3D and bevel option and using all these attributes inside. As you can see, we have used 3D objects, we have used lighting, and right now we haven't used material until now. So in the next design, I'm going to use material as well, and you'll understand how you can use these materials in your design while creating 3D shapes, something like this. Now let's go and create this design, and as you can see, it's a little complex. So first we have to design a basic shape using the basic tools, and after that we'll convert those basic shapes into 3D objects. It's very simple steps. Just create a shape, convert them into 3D objects, and apply them as per your requirement. So let's create this. I'll just draw out a square shape, something like this, and choose a color, something like this. So I'll choose light gray, and the code is B5, B3, B1. So you can just copy the color or choose any color you want. After that, I'll just create one more duplicate and make it smaller, something like this. And this one, I'm going to change the color to yellow. So this is the yellow color. You can use this color code. Okay. And now let's add more details. So we'll convert the corners to round. Okay. Something like this. And let's create some shapes. So I'm going to use the line tool and draw out some lines. Click and drag and make sure your line color is yellow. Okay, and add a thickness, increase the thickness, and under stroke make sure the ends are rounded. Click there and leave it. As you can see, it looks amazing. I'll place it around here. Okay, we'll create one more duplicate. So click and drag, and with the shift press just extend this much. I'll create one more duplicate, click and drag around this much. So this way we'll create few more duplicates, something like this. Okay, this one around this much, and here we go. We got that nice cool design here, something like that, palette shapes. After that we'll create this button. So let's use the ellipse tool and draw out a round circle, right, and create one more duplicate from the center and scale it down the size and place it and change the color to something little darker. Okay, so this is the button shapes we're going to use for this. And let's type out a text as well. So let's place it around here, type a text, pause, audio, controller, and I'm going to select these and change the thickness to normal, something like that. And let's increase the size of this to a little bit bigger, something like that. So here we go. I'll just reduce the size and place it around here, change the color to white. And let's add a distance between these. So I'm going to go to character and increase the height between the lines and place it there. Now let's create this design. So I'm going to create a duplicate. Command C or Control C and Command F or Control F to place it on front. Scale on the size a little bit, place it around here, change the color to a little bit darker just to see the difference. You are placing it something like this. Okay, and we'll create some buttons. So we'll create a circle and change the color to something different, and I'll create two more, something like that. You can increase the size a little bit just to balance it out. So firstly, as you can see, to create this 3D design, I have created this very basic shape of your design. Now individually selecting that, we'll convert this into 3D objects. So let's begin creating the 3D objects. I'll just select these all and place it around here. Okay, let's select these shape, right, group this up, fine. Now select this and this, okay, both, and go to effect 3D Extrude Bevel option, and let's apply extrude right and bring this one here, and we'll like this isometric top, keep it that way, increase the thickness, so depth I'll increase it, and for this one I'm going to use this Inflate one, so just to keep that soft surface. Increase the depth and reduce the volume. So we'll keep it around this much just to get that soft feel, and reduce the depth something around this much. Just see over here, right. Now I'm going to go to lighting and apply drop shadow, and let's change the rotation to the side, right, and increase the contrast and add a ray tracing. And here we go. So we will increase the intensity, something like that, and this is fine. something like that. Now let's bring this other shape as well on top. So I'll just select and change the rotation to isometric top, reduce the depth to around, let's say 5, and place it around there. Yes, something like that. Under lighting, go and add a drop shadow, set the angle to this much, something similar. Okay, and in the same way I'll bring in these buttons, so place it around here and apply 3 extrude bevel, select that and change it to isometric top, place it here, this one isometric top again, and reduce the thickness. So I'm going to reduce the thickness around this much. I'm creating a button using these 3D shapes, placing it around here. Okay, and reducing the depth as well. Now add a bevel, increase the height, something like this, and we'll reduce the depth and place it around here. So as you can see, using these attributes you can create multiple designs, multiple shapes. Like I'm creating right now, I'm creating buttons. So as you can see, I'm creating this a cone shaped button and placing it around here. Let's see. Yes, this is the design. Let's increase the size a little bit and place it around here and reduce the top shape to narrower, and let's add some drop shadow. So selecting that, add a ray tracing, right, and shadow. Go to lighting and add a shadow and change the angle and the height closer to each other. Do the same for the other. Add a drop shadow, change the angle and the height, and add ray tracing. This will give it that realistic looking button. Now we'll go over here and add that text. So I'll just place it around here and go to object and click on plane, isometric top, and basically just place it around here, increase the size if you want to, and done. I think the intensity is very high. Let's reduce the intensity under lighting, reduce the intensity to this much. Yes, and this one. So it's all about tweaking, rotate, softness, reduce the softness a little bit. For this, if you want to remove ambient light, just remove the ambient light and you get that nice sharp edge looking surface over there. Right, this one, let's add ray tracing just to give that soft blend. Reduce the intensity as well, and you got that nice soft yellow color. Adjust it around here. So it's all about tweaking and stuff. So our first design is done. I think I can just increase this shape a little bit just to get that broader size. Yes, it looks amazing now. In the same way, let's bring in this shape, select these and convert this into Extrude Bevel, right? Place it around here and individually select and change the angle to isometric top. Do the same for the other isometric top, and this one will keep it to plane. So I'll go here and make it plane and place it on top of around here. Let's see the size first. So let's select these two, right, and I'll place it around here, arrange it to back. Let's increase the size a little bit, place it around here. Okay, right, and let's select this and increase the depth. For this also we'll go to Inflate, volume to around, yes, this much, and depth. Just go there and increase the depth a little bit, increase the size as well. Yes, and this one we'll place it around here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to adjust the lighting accordingly. So select that, go to lighting and apply drop shadow, add a light to this much and remove ambient, increase the intensity. Okay, so as you can see we have applied ray tracing, then we have reduced ambient light, and after all we have adjusted the intensity value. You can increase or decrease the intensity value according to your requirement, right? So for this I want to reduce the intensity just to give that yellowish tint to this shape, and it looks amazing. This one we want to add some texture. As you can see I have added some texture to this. So now let's understand how I can use materials. So selecting this, go to material and you can choose any material you like. You can give some iron, you can give some marble looking shape, this like brass, foil. So lots of materials are there. You can go around and check all this material, but right now for this I want this material, right, the top first one, a little bit metallic, right, and I want to change the color. So I'll go to down here attributes and change the color to yellow. So let's choose yellow, and right there you got that yellow color. And after that, let's go to lighting and adjust the intensity just to get that look. Let's adjust this low intensity as well. We'll go to material and let's try to change the lower color as well with the orange color. And overall, here we go, we got that nice looking design. And on a material you can adjust the repetition as well. You can increase the repetition or decrease it, something like that. Yeah, you can give some repetition or you can increase the repetition to infinity. And let's add a drop shadow as well. So go to lighting and add a drop shadow a little bit just to give that look, and around on this side and give you that nice look. Now let's create a button. Select one and apply Extrude Bevel. Change the rotation to isometric top and place it around here. For this button we need two shapes, right? One is black and other is one. Bring this around here and let's try to recreate this. So I'll just reduce the depth first to around, yes, and change the color to black, dark gray maybe, something like this. And let's apply ray tracing and let's increase the intensity and play around with these lightings and add shadow. Okay, and something like this. Reduce the height. Okay, this looks good. Now let's create one more duplicate, something like this. For this, remove the shadow and increase the depth value and change the color to yellow. Okay, and place it on top, something like that. Reduce the height a little bit and place it around here. Okay, now let's apply some material or texture. So I'll go to material, right, and you can choose some textures, nice textures. Okay, this texture looks great. This is a curved concrete and I think it looks amazing. Let's change the color to yellow, darker yellow, a little bit orangish. Fine, and we can adjust it under lighting. So let's play around with the intensity, adjust the rotation, and here we go. So I'll just select these two and place it around one around here. Control G, select that, delete, and just paste one around here and one around here. So here we go, we have created this audio control panel using 3D Extrude Bevel option in Adobe Illustrator. And for the first design, we have understand the basic tools and all the attributes you got inside 3D Extrude Bevel option. As you can see, we have used 3D shapes in this, and we have used lighting. And in the second one also we have used 3D shapes that include extrude, we have used inflate, and we have used lighting, where we have adjusted the attributes, we have added shadow, and this is the main ray tracing. So we have applied ray tracing over here. And lastly, for the last design, we have objects or attributes, we have used lighting, and additionally we have learned how to add materials, textures in your design, and created this nice looking controller. Lastly, let's add this graph. So what I'll do is I'll just create a duplicate of this and we'll split this into grid. So I'll go to object, path, split into grid, and let's preview it. Okay, and let's increase the grids to around, let's say 50 by 50. Okay, selecting this, let's add a stroke, something like this. Okay, let's see, let's make it a little bit darker. So double go there and let's split a bit darker and reduce the stroke thickness to 0.25. Control G and scale up the size, and we'll go to effect, 3D and Extrude Bevel, and here go to object and click on plane and change the rotation to isometric top and place it around here. We can change the background color to a little bit darker just to see the strokes, and arrange it to back. Draw a rectangle and select this and make clipping mask. Arrange it to back. And if you want to change the color, select that, make it a little bit brighter. For the lines, double click and make it a little bit brighter as well, and let's see the difference. And here we go, and here it is. This is the 3D object we have created inside Adobe Illustrator. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to check out the next tutorial coming up, and if you want more updates on designing, don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you.